Oh, it's a mimic! A chest trap beast lurking inside a chest lashes out at you. Roll 3 luck dice and lose 1 stamina for each blank, then fight it. Okay. Feel lucky. I don't feel too lucky. So we take 3 damage and we get to fight the mimic. Ouch. What's up guys, John here from the Killer Bits, and today we are checking out Fighting Fantasy Legends from Nomad Games. And for some of you, that name may ring a bell. Yes, Fighting Fantasy was a series of choose-your-own-adventure books back in the day, back from my childhood in fact, written by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingston, and I was a huge fan of the books when I was a kid. It was one of those, there was like mandatory reading time in school, and Fighting Fantasy books were the only thing I ever bothered reading. That and Terry Pratchett. So this is definitely tickling the nostalgia bone for me. And apparently Fighting Fantasy Legends takes characters and scenarios and all that kind of thing from 3 of the books. I think it was like some of the very early ones. It's Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which I know was the first book, and then the others are City of Thieves and Citadel of Chaos, which I'm pretty sure were kind of like in that kind of first 4 or 5 books. I think the one I played a lot of was Death Trap Dungeon, which was again one of the earlier ones. But regardless, what is Fighting Fantasy Legends? Well, it's kind of choose your own adventure, kind of a card-based, dice-based game. Well, kind of like the books, in fact. We will start a new game so I can actually show you what's going on. We're going to play Adventurer mode. And, of course, we're going to play a Barbarian. Of course. Why wouldn't we? And we get to choose our hero name. Baldar. Yeah, that sounds about right. And now we can do our stat sheet. So, stamina is our kind of health. But we can actually sacrifice some of that for stuff like skills and luck. Well, I'm a barbarian. I'm going to go pretty heavy on the skill. And skill and luck is actually dice. So we get red dice and we get green dice, depending on what the situation is. If it's, you know, a skill-based thing, whether it's fighting or something like that, we'll use the red dice. If it's, you know, testing our luck, we'll have to use the green dice. No, probably 18 health is probably right. Now we get to choose a special skill. Naturally skillful. Small chance of automatic success during a skill test. Naturally lucky. Cursed resistance. Quick learner. Trap knowledge or treasure hunter. I think we'll go with the additional experience. Gain extra experience points whenever XP is gained. And there was a hardcore mode, like a permadeath mode. Now I have played the first 20 minutes or so of this just to get a sense of it. So I'm expecting it to run more or less the same if it's like the books, but there may be a little bit of RNG, I don't know. So after a long walk through the Outlands, you arrive at a junction which leads to the town of Silverton. So yeah, we're going to go into town. As you enter Silverton, something strikes you as not being quite right. The people look nervous and on edge. You notice that all the windows on the buildings have great iron grills bolted over them, and the doors have been strengthened too. You spot a tavern called the Old Toad. Perhaps the patrons of the tavern could shed some light on the strange feeling in the town. Well, of course we're going to go down the pub. You enter the Old Toad Tavern, but are somewhat surprised that no one wants to talk to you. You ask the innkeeper for a room, but he ignores you and shuffles over to the great oak doors of the tavern and pushes 6 large iron bolts into place. Suddenly there is a loud knocking at the door, followed by a voice shouting, "Open up! It's Owen Carliff!" The innkeeper slides open the bolts and a fat, balding man dressed in rich scarlet robes bursts into the tavern. He calls out to you urgently, "Stranger, I must speak with you. Please, it is important. My name is Owen Carliff, and I'm the mayor of Silverton. We are in great danger. We are living under a terrible curse, and it is I who must rid us of it." 10 days ago, 2 messengers of evil rode into town on black stallions with fiery red eyes. They asked for me by name, and when I came to greet them, they wanted to take my beloved daughter Miriel to stay with their master Zanbar Bone, also known as the Night Prince. I refused, of course. The Night Prince was so angry he sent 6 moon dogs, each as strong as 4 men, and each with razor-sharp fangs. They stalked the town, entering homes and killing the people inside. Each night the moon dogs return, and we are unable to sleep through fear. There is but one hope, and that rests with you, stranger. There is a man called Nicodemus, who, for reasons I'll never understand, lives in Port Blacksand to the west. The place is commonly called the City of Thieves, as it is the home to every pirate, brigand, assassin and thief for hundreds of miles around. Nicodemus is a wise old wizard who was a friend of mine many years ago, and he alone is capable of defeating Zanbar Bone. None here dare enter Port Blacksand, so I beg you to bring him to us. You will be well rewarded if you help us, stranger. Take these 30 gold pieces for your journey, and take this sword to use and keep. So here we go. This is the kind of card mechanic to it. So we get a basic sword, which goes into our inventory, and we have a quest. You can view quests in our active log. So we have one quest at the moment. This is our creature codex. As we fight and defeat creatures, we will fill this in. And I don't think it's saved from my previous turn, so we can still see stuff like, there's the moon dogs he was talking about. We've got trolls, vagabonds, fire imps, and you can see their star rating. So giant bats are 1 star, but a giant itself is 4 stars. So that's obviously indicating the difficulty we'll encounter with them. Also, their basic health as well. So a mummy has 12 health, an orc 5, all that kind of thing. And then we have our inventory, which contains the short sword we picked up and our special skill. And of course, we've got 30 gold going on there. The settings are fairly basic. We've got 2 sliders for effects and music. Language, we can do, well, it's 3 languages. It's English, French, and I presume Chinese. Text size, we can go big or small. And I'm not going to switch my screens because that's going to mess up the recording. And like I said, you saw we added additional skill dice by taking out some of our stamina, and there are luck dice. So it's basically a 6-sided dice with only 1 skill, but as we upgrade our XP, we actually get to add either luck or fight skill tokens to those dice. So leveling up levels up our dice. So you wait until the coast is clear and step outside the tavern. You continue towards the town gates and leave Silverton, determined to reach Port Blacksand and find the man Nicodemus. So head northwest. Yep. So we're heading for the port town, and we can only go in this direction. So once we get into the game properly, there will be kind of multiple paths, just like the classic choose your own adventure books, you know, turn to page, whatever it is. Though, unfortunately, in this game, you can't employ the patented 3-finger technique, or what we used to call save scumming back in the day. As you approach the main gate, you are confronted by 2 guards. One of them says, "Who would enter Port Blacksand uninvited? State the nature of your business or go back the way you came." So we've got 3 choices here. You can tell him we wish to take Nicodemus, tell him you have stolen booty or to sell, or attack. Well, let's see if we can talk our way through this. People don't generally like dealing with wizards. So this is a thief town. So let's say we're selling stolen goods. You tell the guard that you're here to sell silver chalices that you stole from a tavern in Silverton, and that you will pay him 1 gold piece for his advice as to where to go for the best price. The guard looks at you suspiciously, saying, Let me look at these chalices before I admit you." You may tell him that chalices are cursed and should only be examined by a mage. Try to run past him into the streets, or attack him quickly? Well, let's still see if we can talk our way out of this one. The guard frowns and says, a likely story. Likely story. But I suppose you're the same as everyone else in this city. You may enter at your own peril, or buy my advice for 3 gold pieces. We'll hang on to our cash for the time being. We can probably find our way through the city regardless. He makes a sweeping gesture with his arm and you walk past them both into the city. So obviously if we'd had a fight, you know, it could have all ended there. Admittedly, we're not in permadeath mode, but we don't want to essentially die at the first combat. The streets of Port Blacksand are narrow and cobbled. Old and decrepit buildings line the streets. So here we go. It's a crossroads. We're going to have to pick a route. We're a quick learner, so we get extra XP. Yep, the XP bar is that one there, as I said. Now, in my first play, I went down Key Street. Let's try going right instead. Let's go down Clock Street and see what we come up against. You see a small boy face down on the floor with a hood pulled over his face. He's groaning. Help the boy? Yes or no? It's going to be a trap, isn't it? But we'll try it. You bend over to help the boy and he flashes a dagger at you. If you draw a monster card, you will enter combat to the death. Some monsters will be unlocked in your creature codex when killed. You're attacked by a goblin. Okay, so 5 health. I think we can take him. He's only got 5 dice as well, so we have got the advantage. Let's see how it goes. So 3 off, and you're going to roll 1. So I don't know how stacked the dice actually are, but most combat tends to go in your favour. You search for the dead goblin and find a clove of garlic and 2 gold pieces. Now that's the first body I've actually searched for goods. That was always one thing in the Fighting Fantasy books. Whenever you were in combat, you normally got some sort of reward out of it. You know, you'd search the corpse and find a few gold pieces or a bit of armor or something like that. The first playthrough I had of this, every combat, it was just kill them, move on. So that was the first one where you actually searched the body. When you draw a treasure card, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So there's our cloves of garlic, primarily a cooking ingredient. So that goes into our inventory. So it's something we can use at another time. You find a floating question mark, so you will draw a top card from your deck. So it could be an encounter, it could be a trap, it could be a piece of treasure. We don't know. This is the random element. This is the not so much deck building, but certainly how they're treating the kind of the random events. So events gone. Strange commotion up ahead catches your eye. A man with his feet chained together falls in front of you. Some guards arrive to assume you captured him. They give you a reward of 5 gold pieces. Oh, okay then. Well, we get cash for doing nothing. So immediately going down this route has already paid off an extra bit of gold. As you pass a house to the right, you notice that the door is open. You can hear murmuring coming from inside. Right, we could carry on or we could investigate. Let's investigate. It's a troll. Inside the house is a human-like creature, some 3 meters tall, crouching on the floor. He looks very worried and is muttering to himself. The lumps on his face are distinguishing marks of an ogre. I'm an ogre! Before you are able to speak a word, the ogre's voice booms and says, somebody has stolen all my food. Will you give me 5 gold pieces to buy some? Well, we just got 5 for nothing. Let's give him the gold. Let's see if he actually repays us. The ogre snatches the money and tells you to get out of his house. Do we attack him? Could we take him in a fight, do you reckon? No. I'm going to err on the side of caution. Maybe they'll pay off in the future. Probably not, though. You are approached by 2 men, each carrying spiked clubs. They have red stars tattooed on their foreheads. They are intent on robbing you. Vagabonds! Okay. Well, you know what the combat is like now, so we'll just roll some dice and see how we do. 2. Out of all those dice, we only get 2. But then again, they only get 1. We can heal up. Obviously, sometimes there's stores. Sometimes we can go into a town and rest at an inn, but that normally costs gold as well. And they're dead. Now, do we get to search them? Probably not. We get our dice upgrade, though. So we can choose to upgrade skill or luck. Of course, we're going to go skill. So, like I said, we get an extra fist on our dice, and we're now the novice. So, where are we headed to next? You spot something on the ground, out the corner of your eye. Black cat startles you and runs across your path. A luck die is cursed. Oh dear. So, on the left is a flower shop. Flowers are filled with exotic and colourful flowers. Well, why not? Let's go inside, have a look. Inside the shop is an old woman who is busily watering the flowers and plants. She looks up and smiles. Hello, my name is Mrs. Pipe. Can I interest you in one of my special flowers? Has she got a bit of weed out the back? Let's find out. She explains that she has just picked one of her golden flowers. There are 10 golden petals on the flower, and you're told that if dipped in dog's blood, each petal plucked and thrown on the ground will change into gold pieces. Mrs. Pipe says that you can buy the gold flower from her for just gold. No, sorry. I don't think I'm going to be fighting any dogs. So left is an iron grill preventing... She's seen what kind of shop it is. I'm curious. We're going to go in. Once inside the shop, you realise the windows are barred. It's a jeweller's shop. Standing behind the counter is a huge, bald man with an eye patch covering his left eye. He gives you a welcoming smile, but the sight of his ugly mouth, which with its few black-stained teeth, does not inspire confidence. You notice an axe within grabbing range of the man, probably to deter any would-be robbers. On display are several ornate rings inset with diamonds, emeralds, and rubies. We could attack him. Go on, I'm going to rob the place. The man grabs the axe and walks around the counter to fight you. He's got 8 health and he's got 9 dice. This could go badly. Come on then. Have at ye. 1. Oh Christ. This may have been a mistake. Ah, we get lucky. Get lucky, come on. Let's see. Oh dear. 3, no. I think we may need to do some healing up after this, if possible. And we'll probably incur the ire of the local guards as well. But it is a thief town, so this is probably par of the course. Oh. 10. Go on. We only need 1. Come on. And we get 3. This better be worth it. You search the shop and find 13 gold pieces in a drawer. The most valuable items are securely locked away. You leave the shop and head west. So we don't get any of the I thought we'd get a charmed ring or something like that, but evidently not. Clock Street ends at a 4-way junction. The street continues west, changes its name to Key Street, and the street running north and south is called Market Street. Looking north, you see a crowd of people cheering wildly and waving their arms in the air like they just don't care. You decide to head that way. So this is going a bit more linear. I was forced to go up Market Street last time. You catch up with the chanting crowd, and the street opens up into a large market area. There are various stalls with vendors, hawkers, musicians, and entertainers carrying on their business. In the middle of the market is an elevated pillory. You hear a trumpet sound, and suddenly the crowd start to pelt the man in the pillory with rotten fruit. Well, I went this way, and I basically spoke to a musician. So I'm going to go this way. That looks like a strong man, so I'm guessing it's a test of skill. So I want to try see what's this way. You approach a small circle of people standing around a bare-chested man. He's enormous, his muscles as hard as iron. He's asking the crowd for volunteers to play catch with a cannonball. He says whoever drops the cannonball must pay the other however many gold pieces they want to risk. We've got the dice, we've got the cash. I think we take him on. Yes. You choose how many gold pieces you want to bet, then you both take rolls of basic skill dice. Yeah. We'll bet 5. And it still leaves us with 40 if we lose. Oh. But it looked like he had a cursed dice. Oh no, we both got cursed dice. Okay, so if we get the X, that's what ends it. Go on, get an X, get an X! No. Roll and... Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, this could go on for a while, it looks like. No. I figured that was probably rigged in our his favour. You come to a brightly coloured tent. Attached to it is a sign that reads Madam Star Clairvoyant. Madam Star is sat at the front of the tent. We could remove a curse. We could remove the curse on our dice. Go on then. There we go. Did that cost us 10? Wow. Yeah, I didn't read that. Okay. I didn't bother reading Fortune, though. The door to the house on the right is open slightly. Now, I did go in there and it was full of snakes, so I'm not going to do that. Now, this bit, I did know what to do because I saw it in the trailer. Ahead is a wooden bridge stretching over a dirty river. The strong wind makes the eerie noise as it whistles through the bridge's structures, reminding you of a tortured souls crying for help. Almost hidden from view to the left, you spot a small flight of steps leading down to a wooden hut. So I did see this bit in the trailer, that there's an old man in a wooden house and we're looking for a wizard in this place. So yes, you can probably guess who is in here. It's Mr. Nicodemus. There we go. Before you stands a white-haired old man with a long beard wearing long robes. He looks at you sternly and says, "Explain yourself to Nicodemus." You have completed your quest. So we obviously get XP for that, and we've leveled up. Yeah, still more skill. So that's maxed out that one dice then now. You explain to Nicodemus that you are on a quest to end Zanbar Bone's reign of terror in the town of Silverton. He says he is too old to help, but will tell you how to complete the quest yourself. He explains the items you need and where you need to go. So we've got a quest to... You will need something special to protect yourself from Bone's entrancing stare. For this you will need to have a white unicorn in a yellow sun tattooed on your forehead. So we've got to get a tattoo. Next, normal weapons will not harm him, so you must pierce his heart with a silver arrow or throwing knife. This will paralyze him but not kill him. So we need to get a silver throwing knife. When you are paralyzed, you must quickly rub the ground compound of black pearl, hag's hair, and lotus flower into his open eyes. With luck, he will decay before you in seconds. Also, it's just struck me. It said there was the option of a silver arrow or throwing knife, but the thing that popped up said only throwing knife. I wonder if that is specific to the characters, because obviously one of the characters we could choose was an elf, and I would imagine that would be an option, you know, bow and arrow for an elf. So we've got a hag's hair, lotus flower. Okay. Grab the items you need for the compound might be found in Port Blacksand, although I haven't heard of any hags roaming the city. They usually lurk underground in sewers or other foul-smelling areas. I regret I cannot accompany you. When you have everything you need, you must travel to Dark Tower, which is north of Port Blacksand. You must not go there without these valuable items, or you will surely perish. A silver throwing knife might also help against Zanbar Bone's servants, which are known as Spirit Stalkers. Spirit Stalkers are evil, soulless creatures which do not die easily, but piercing their hearts with silver may work. He shakes his hand and wishes you good luck. You return to the bridge. So you can see how the story goes and how it is very similar to kind of how the books, Choose Your Own Adventure books, play out. So we've got a lucky clover. Now that is slightly different from last time. Last time across the bridge I got clubbed by a couple of dwarves who stole some of my money. And again, I'm going to do the opposite as what I did last time. So last time I went down Candle Street, I'm going to go up Harbour Street this time. We can go that way or that way. We're going to go this way. So we can... Street opens up into a quayside. A stone jetty runs out to sea the west. Is that supposed to be out to sea as in the water sea? I don't know. And tied to it an old galleon. It's flying a skull and crossbones and is probably one of many pirate ships that anchored in Port Blacksand to offload their booty. Let's approach the ship. Why not? Let's go and see if we can fight some pirates. A gangplank leads up to a ship here. At the top of the gangplank stands the ship's crew. On seeing you, he draws his cutlass and warns you not to board the ship. We're low on health. I don't think we can risk it, really. If we could sneak on, maybe. Or we could do some sort of, game of luck against it, probably. It would only be, we'd get some pirate gold or something. Okay, into Lobster Wharf. Quayside, Clog... Let's try Clog Street. And the sign above the shop to the north reads Ben Borryman, silversmith. Silver nut flying... Yep, this is what we need. Man wearing a white apron is busy polishing a silver goblet. There are several silver objects inside the glass cupboard at the back of the shop, which is secured with an iron grill. Let's talk to him first. You ask the silversmith if he has any silver throwing knives for sale. He says he does not, but he will make one for 10 gold pieces. Ooh, it's going to cost us... We'll pay it. We're low on health. I don't want to risk fighting a blacksmith. Well, silversmith, but you get the idea. So we have what we need for the quest, and we get the XP for it. That's an event. Let's carry on go down this way. Ah, sewers. We know hags are in the sewers. Let's try that. Let's go down. There'll probably be rats or something as well. You hear fluttering of wings and look up to see a giant bat swooping down on you to attack. It's got 6 health and 6 dice. Go on then. Oh, that was a fairly lucky roll. You've unlocked the title Hard Hitter. Let's keep going down. Oh, it's a mimic! A chest trap beast lurking inside a chest lashes out at you. Roll 3 luck dice and lose 1 stamina for each blank, then fight it. Okay. Feel lucky. I don't feel too lucky. So we take 3 damage and we get to fight the mimic. Ouch. We may well die down in the sewers. Okay, come on, get lucky. Only 1? Jeez. This hag better not be a hard fight. And... well, at least he's dead. Has he got any treasure inside him? I think we're suffering with luck, so let's upgrade a luck dice. No, didn't get anything out of the chest. You spot something interesting on the ground. 4 gold pieces. Well, it may be enough to buy some food. You hear a loud scratching noise from up ahead. Sound becomes louder and also a clicking sound. It's cockroaches. Giant centipede. Oh my god, look how many dice he's got. 3 to 5. Yeah, we're going to die down here. Come on. Do we get killed by giant centipede? I want to see what happens when we do run out of health. Or stamina. Because obviously we're not in permadeath mode. Underneath the dead monster, you see an iron grill. You slowly feel inside the hole when your hand comes out contact with a smooth, flat object. Go on then, let's pull it out. A mirror. Hand mirror found in sewers blacks. Okay. Not particularly sure. We're going to use it against the witch, maybe. You spot something on the ground. More gold pieces. Oh, we got 5. What's this? This is... Oh, more gold. They're just flushing this stuff down the low, are they? Where's the witch? Giant spider now. Oh. Yeah, we're going to die horribly. He just literally needs to get... There you go, 2. Here we go. What happens when we die? You fall to the ground, everything goes black. Well, we've got 2 curses on our dice now. You're not sure how much time has passed when you finally open your eyes. The chaotic noises of Port Blacksand seem to be distant and realise you are outside the city. You're on the north bank of Catfish River, so presumably a city guard found you and threw you into the river. You get to your feet and feel a sharp pain down your leg. You curse your bad luck and are determined to try again. One of your skill dice has an injury, so that's the skill dice, and you fail. Automatically fail. Alright, so if we get an X, we automatically fail that test. Okay. Visit a town to rest in an inn and replenish your stamina. Some towns may offer to heal your injuries for a price. Towards Cad and Merewood have places of rest. But we have got this. Pop this in, it will leave that. So let's use that. And obviously that fixes that dice. Custom removed. Okay. Well, we can go back to Port Blacksand, but let's go this direction. Let's see if we can go to an inn and recoup. So, signpost read, north is Cad, west is danger. So that must be the mission type thing, the quest, which is well, I think he said the Zanzibar bone. It was in a tower to the north of the city, so I presume it's that one. So let's go to Merewood Water. So that was mentioned as one that did healing. As you approach the town gate of Merewater, you are confronted by a crossbow-wielding dwarf who appears to be on guard. The dwarf is aggressive and demands to know where your allegiances lie. How do you respond? You're pointing a crossbow at me. I'm going to say Merewood Water even. Slowly lowers his crossbow and opens the town gate and allows you inside. Rest. Okay. Pay 1 gold to rest and replenish your stamina to its initial level. Pay 10 to heal an injury. We'll rest up. Get our stamina back. I'm going to risk not healing that. We're going to leave town. Now, let's go back into the port and try our luck once more. Do we have to talk to these guys again as you approach main gate? Yeah, it is like the book. I'm going to attack you this time. As you go to attack the guards, he reaches for a bell. Go on then, let's test our luck. We get 2... Yay! We stop him from ringing the bell. Be lucky, the guard misses the bell and curses. They have both turned to fight you. So they've got 7 health and 8 dice. Right. Here goes. So this is going to be a tit for tat, is it? And... Come on, let's do this. We can take them. Oh no, 3 damage. Ooh. Well, we know we want to head for the sewers to get, and we know roughly what route to take. Does that actually remove? Yeah, it removes the Okay, so it was a good job we didn't spend 10. We can use, you know, the XP to actually remove damage. So I'm learning something. And let's just head in this direction. To the left of the street, you enter to a small herbalist shop. Looking through the window, you see many stacks of different herbs on the floor. Open sign. Let's have a look then. I don't think any of the supplies we need are in here. Attack manual. Ask about herbs. Herbalist tells you that you can purchase smoking mixture and pipe for 2 gold pieces, or healing mixtures for 4 gold. Well, I don't know what the smoking one's going to do, but it'd be good to have some sort of healing item. There we go. We've got a healing item used to heal stamina back to its initial value. So that's if we get really low, at least we've got something we can use. And on the right hand side of the street, you see a tavern called the Spotted Dog. Go on then, why not? Dingy, smoke-filled room, seated at a table, most mean and shifty-looking rogues you've ever seen. Behind the bar stands an innkeeper wearing a grubby apron. He is quite old, bald, and has an ugly black scar running down his right cheek. You can talk with the innkeeper, sit down with some dwarves who are playing a dice game, sit at a table with 2 goblins who are arguing, sit down with 3 men who appear to be stabbing themselves with daggers, or leave the tavern. Let's play some Pinfinger. They may invite you to play a game of Knifey Knifey. 6 daggers lie on the table. 1 is a real weapon, whilst the others are spring-loaded blades. Will do you no harm. So it's I think all these would have been a test of luck. Will you play against one of the men? You both take turns to choose a dagger, stab yourself with it. If the dagger is real, you cause terrible harm. If it's the dummy, it is returned to the table and shuffled with the other 5. The game continues until 1 stabs yourself. Come on then. We'll bet 3. Oh, and we immediately stab ourselves. You lose. Okay. So, out we go and back into the marketplace. So, outside the house left is wooden kennel. Approach the house? No. Traps. Okay. Spot something on the ground. Oh, it's a find a coil of rope. You pick it up and it attempts to wrap itself around your neck. Yep, we get lucky. We don't get to keep the magic rope, though, I don't think. No. So, my initial thoughts are... This is, you know, as true to the books as you can get in, like, a digital form. Obviously, it's not the same experience. But you're never going to get that unless you read the books. There have been other fighting fantasy games before, but this one actually works reasonably well. And I'm from the, you know, what, maybe hour or so I've played so far. It's not bad. We'll talk to the musician. Trial of Champions, I know, gives us XP, so we'll get the XP. There you go, 2 extra XP. We've been serenaded as well. So we can get a throwing knife, rope, or lantern. Well, lantern might be handy in the sewers. How much we got? 21 left, and the rope is 2. Yeah, we'll take the rope as well. Okay, we'll forget the throwing knife. And that's a bakery. Buy food, 1 gold piece, replenish 2 stamina. That'll take us up to 13. Yeah, why not? And we know this bit, so all we need to do... Oh, what's this? Oh no, that's the House of Snakes. Like I said, don't want to go in there. This is where we probably get cudgelled. Patrolling guard eyes you suspiciously. Attack them or ignore them. If you attack, they might call for help. Attack them? No. They can be suspicious of us all they like. Okay, well, we'll do this. So yeah, I'm having not a bad time with this. Snapping tripwire. Poison gas. We're going to lose at least 3 health. Okay. We're down to 11. Okay. So yeah, if you want to find out more information about this, obviously I will leave a link in the description below. I think this came out about a week ago. Obviously available on Steam. I think it's sub $10. Whether that's still the the initial week discount. Small boy asks if you would help try his special healing water. It's going to be just regular water. He's just going to be fleecing me, isn't he? To the right, you spot a field. This is them playing baseball. We've got the skill. We can join in. You take the stick and face the creature who throws a leather ball at you. If you win the game for your team... Yep. Can we pass the skill test? We get 3 out of 2. Yep. Skillful! Hit the ball powerfully and see it fly a great distance. We're now the Slugger. Team rush over, are overjoyed at their victory. Sporters run over and start handing you gifts. Eventually you manage to wriggle free and head back to the street. So does this change, I wonder? 8 gold pieces, mind control, and bunch of bananas. No, that's exactly what I did last time. Yeah. So at least we're back up to 13 health. We can go down Stable Street or Tree Lane. Let's go Tree Lane. 2 men carrying spike... It's more vagabonds! We can take them. 3 damage. We just need 1 more like that. Oh no, they get 2 in. That's the bananas gone. Come on. Lucky number 3. No, 2. Okay. So I do like how they've handled the combat. As I say, I never really trust, these kind of digital dice rolls. I think they are loaded in a certain sense, but it's not bad. I am enjoying this. So like I said, if you are interested, there is a link in the description below. And if you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Or you can always get in touch on any of the social medias over at the Kilobits. So it's a garden and there's lotuses. We need to find... That was one of our quests, wasn't it? Tattoo. Find a lotus flower. But as soon as we pick it, something bad's going to happen, isn't it? Let's find out. As soon as you pluck one of the flowers, you hear a noise of rustling leaves. One of the animal-shaped hedges has uprooted itself. It's a leaf beast. He's only got 6 dice. Let's see how we fare. So far, I've not come across anyone who's managed to roll like the perfect hand, get strikes on all their dice. I've had a couple where they've rolled completely blank dice, but thankfully, there we go, he's dead. Do we get anything out of him? More upgrades on skill. It is always skill we're tending to use. It's all about the fighting. We're a barbarian. What else? There we go. We've got our quest item. Some more XP again. And I think if we'd come in this side, it would have said you had to pay 1 gold to go into the garden. So yeah, okay. I will leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And as I said, if you want more information, link in the description or get in touch with us on the socials. Until next time, guys. Bye.